All right, this your brother Issachar coming at you with another lesson. First off, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles of the great millstones I learned this truth from. Honors to the elders and brothers out there pushing this word through the four corners of the earth within truth and sincerity. And shalom to the Aquat that's listening and learning. Today's video is going to be entitled Pork is Found in Almost Everything. All right. It's going to be entitled Pork is Found in Almost Everything. Now, I got inspired to do this lesson because I came across this video about a week ago. And now the spirit is on me to finally bring this out. And as we all know, Esau is over here sneaking pork in damn near everything that we eat, everything that we drink. Whatever he can get his hands on, he's going to sneak that up in there. And the reason why Esau is doing that because he wants us to go against Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. He wants us to break the law willingly, whether we know it or not. All right, because he already know that as long as we don't follow the law, we can never get back into rulership. We can never get back into power. Esau wants to make sure that his houses continue forever because that's what he thinks is going to happen. That's written in the scriptures. He thinks he's going to be in rulership forever because he thinks he's the ultimate mastermind. All right. So here it is. He's sneaking pork in almost everything that we eat and everything that we drink. Just like when you go to the store, if you get a bottle of water, the plastic has pork enzymes in it, man. And that can get in your water, that can get in your drink or whatever. And next thing you know, you over here consuming an unclean animal. But before I continue to speak, we're going to go ahead and play this video so you can hear her say it. All right. And then after that, we're going to grab a few scriptures, man. So let's go ahead and get into it.
If you don't eat pork, I got bad news for you. I'm at Publix right now and I'm going to show you something. You see this ingredient right here? Monodiglyceride. It's in almost every single bread product in Publix, which means that you're eating pork if you eat bread from Publix. Look at it right there. It's in all of these. Bro, I can't eat nothing. But some of these right here actually don't have it. This is the Cuban bread and it's safe. Look, you see the ingredients? This one is good too. The point I'm trying to tell you is that you need to actually read. Oh, wait. Let me show you something else. Okay, now I'm in this section, the hosted. You see that right there? Mono and diglyceride? See right here, it says it can be derived from plant sources, including pork. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you if it's actually from plants or pork. More than likely, it will be from pork. And the crazy thing about it is that it's not just bread, it's cakes, it's cookies, it's crackers. Y'all really need to be mindful when y'all start buying a whole bunch of this stuff, especially if you don't eat pork. Chick-fil-A's bread got it. Burger King's bread got it. Wendy's bread got it. The only one that I saw that didn't have it was Five Guys. But it's insane how they're just sneaking pork into all our food. If you watch this video all the way to the end and put it in the comments, stop sneaking pork in my food. That way I know you watched it. Okay, bye. And make sure you share this with a friend who doesn't eat pork. That way they know. Bye.
Yeah, so monodiglyceride, that is found in damn near everything, man. And, we always say, be mindful of what you eat. Definitely read the nutrition label so you can know exactly what you're consuming, man. I do that every time I go to the grocery store now, man. You just look up these random words, see what they mean, and then after that, you move forward. All right. Of course, you really can't get away from it. You can just try your best, and we're going to grab that in a little bit. But at the end of the day, Esau is doing this. So then, like I said, he can make us go off whether we know it or not. And he wants us to die too, man. Point blank, period. Because he already know that pork causes a lot of diseases. Pork can cause you to be sick and put you in a very, very unhealthy state. So Esau want to sneak that shit in there and make sure that Jake consumes all of that whenever. All right. And that's why it's up in crackers and cakes, cookies, because you already know how Jake's mentality is when it comes to a correct diet. Jake is not out here trying to take care of themselves, man. At least the majority of them. All right. Whenever you see Jake in Walmart, you always see him around, the junk food. They wake up eating junk food. They wake up drinking junk drinks, energy drinks and Kool-Aid and high sugar juices and, all kind of shit like that, man. All right. So at the end of the day, you just got to be mindful of what you're eating. Like I said, even if you come across some bread or whatever, it doesn't say it has monodiglycerides or whatever. If you come across something and it doesn't say it, that doesn't mean that Esau didn't sneak it up in there, man, because you didn't know where it came from anyway. That's why it's very important for you to pray over your food, man. Pray over your food whenever you get a chance to, all right? So let's go ahead and grab the scriptures. Let's go ahead and start off with Ezekiel chapter 4, because the Most High told us this was going to happen to us if we went against him, right? Ezekiel 4:8. It says, and behold, I will lay bands upon thee, and thou shalt not turn thee from one side to another, till thou hast ended the days of thy siege. Here it is, the caption, defiled bread. It says, take thou also unto thee wheat and barley and beans and lentils and millet and fishes, and put them in one vessel, and make thee bread thereof, according to the number of the days that thou shalt lie upon thy side. 390 days shalt thou eat thereof. And thy meat which thou shalt eat shall be by weight, 20 shekels a day. From time to time shalt thou eat it. Thou shalt drink also water by measure, the sixth part of an hin. From time to time shalt thou drink. And thou shalt eat it as barley cakes, and thou shalt bake it with dung that cometh out of man in their sight. And the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. All right. So the Most High told Ezekiel, he was like, look, make these cakes and bake it with dung. You already know what dung is, shit that comes out of man. All right. And Ezekiel was like, hold on, we're going to read it. It says right here, it says, then said I, Lord power, Yahweh, behold, my soul have not been polluted. For from my youth up, even till now, have I not eaten of that which dieth of itself, or is torn in pieces, neither came there abominable flesh into my mouth. Then he said unto me, lo, I have given thee cow's dung for man's dung, and thou shalt prepare thy bread therewith. All right. So the Most High was making a point. The Most High was like, look, you're going to use shit and you're going to bake it and eat it. And that's exactly what we eating today, man. Literally, because when you eat pork, you already know what pigs consume, man. They consume everything. There was a video that came out a while ago where this dude was doing this test. He had cooked steaks, he had dead fish, so forth and so on, and he was seeing which ones where the pigs going for first. He'll put the cooked steak in front of him, and he'll put the dead fish on the other side. The pigs will literally go to the dead carcass before it went to something that was cooked, man. All right. He'll put trash in front of him, and he'll put like plants in front of him, and the pigs will always go to the trash. And so that's why we always say, look, you're supposed to be staying away from that pork. It's written in the law. You're not supposed to be eating pork, man. All right. It's written in the book of Leviticus. It's written in the book of Isaiah. All right. Yahushua said he came to fulfill the law of Moses. So for all of you New Testament people that say, oh no, that's the Old Testament. No, we can eat whatever we want. No, Yahushua literally said he came to fulfill the law of Moses. Within the law of Moses, Moses literally said you should not eat pork, man. You cannot eat swine's flesh. Point blank, period. But this is what's happening today. Esau knows this. This is why he's sneaking this pork in everything that we eat. Everything, man. But like I said, this is why it's very important for you to read your ingredients and be careful with what you eating, man. Be very careful with what you're eating, because like I said, Esau wants us to be sick and wants us to perish. Point blank, period. Let's get Judges 5:11. Because like I said, at the end of the day, you only can do so much because we don't know exactly where the food and the water is coming from. Only thing that we can do is just go to the store and just hope for the best, man. Scriptures tell you that we got to go to Esau for the need and want of all things, right? Because we're not in power. But this is Judges chapter 5, verse 11. It says, they that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing water. The noise of archers represent the missiles. The places of drawing water represents our captivity. There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord. So when you put these two together, this is speaking about America, man. Here. There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates. All right. So, like I said, we're rehearsing the righteous acts. All right. We know that we're not supposed to consume pork, and we won't do it. We're not about to go to the store and get a big ass pack of bacon. We're not about to go get pork chops. That's because they're cheaper meat. Because you see Jake do that a lot too. They'll see the price of beef or fish or whatever, and they be like, well, these pork chops compared to these ribeye steaks is way cheaper. I could get a 12 pack of pork chops for like $15, but if I get 12 beef steaks, that shit gonna cost me $45. They'll go toward the pork, and they will not care, man. They will not care. You already know how they doing it. They making pulled pork from pork butts and everything like that, man. Because you know, I see it every day. I see it every day. They'll go get ribs, and they be like, "Oh yeah, look at this, look at this, look how tender it is." You know how Jay get. Jay gets in straight up theatrical mode when it comes to eating. They start dancing and humming and doing all kind of shit when they eat. You know what I'm saying? But that's because we the salt of the earth. But at the end of the day, you're not supposed to be eating that shit, man. You're not supposed to be eating that shit. But like I said, here it is. Esau's sneaking this in everything that we eat. And there's a reason why. You know, we already know the reason why. But let's get Micah chapter 2. Go to verse 10. All right, it says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction." All right, this is not our rest. We're not going to prosper on this side unless, like Apostle Gabar said in his How Long on the Lord video, he was like, look, the only way that you be able to prosper in this world, he was like, you got to be wicked. He said that's the only way you're going to be able to prosper. You got to be wicked, but we're not trying to be wicked, man. All right, but so you got to understand, you got to depart from this world. You got to try your best to stay away from wicked shit, man, because this is not our rest. Point blank, period. When people come over here to America after they came from like Europe or Asia, all right, people will be in Europe and Asia, and they'll exercise and eat the foods and everything that's over there, and they'll be able to maintain their health pretty well. But it's a lot of people that said as soon as they come back to America and start doing the same thing, you know, they don't change the diet or anything like that. They say they notice weight gain, they notice fatigue loss, all kind of shit, man. They like, hold on, I'm not doing anything different. I'm eating the same foods, but for some reason, when I eat American food, I get weaker. It's because this is how this place is built. America was built for you not to succeed, man. They want you to fail. They want you to perish. They want you to stay sick because they trying to prosper off of you. They trying to prosper off of your failure, man. Point blank, period. All right, so you got to arise and depart from this place. So let's jump to here, 2nd Ezra chapter 15, and then go to verse 5. It says, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness has exceedingly polluted," there it is again, "the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled." One of the things that's making this place polluted is what Esau was doing. One of those things could be as simple as the food that you eat. Putting pork in everything that you eat. That's polluting this place, man. That's polluting the people. Because they know you're not supposed to be eating that shit, man. But they'll sneak that in everything. They'll sneak it in everything. And a lot of people be wondering why they have health problems. You heard her say in the video, they put it in Chick-fil-A bread. They put it in Burger King bread. They put it in Wendy's bread. So here it is. Not only are they giving you defiled food as far as, you know, that ground beef, you already know you can't even trust if it's even ground beef or not. Then if it is ground beef, they using like, what is it? 60% meat and 50% fat. Because they like to tell you like, no, we use like 70-30 or 80-20. Like, nah, they not doing that, man. They not doing that. They using the worst of the worst of meats. The worst of the worst of meats. That's why whenever you get a burger from one of them places, it tells you like, yeah, this burger by itself is like 800 calories or some shit like that, man. And it got like 50 to 60% fat, something real high. Because the majority of that meat is not lean. And I remember Apostle Tahar saying that he like, look, we supposed to be eating lean meats, man. We're supposed to be eating lean meats. That's why it's very hard for you to go to the store and find things like bison, elk, all right, deer meat. It's very hard for you to find those type of meats because those animals are lean. And Esau doesn't want you to have any access toward that. And if you do find that in the store, it's expensive as hell, man. It really is. I remember going to the store about a week ago and I bought some deer meat just for like, goddamn, I think for like £1.50 or something like that, man. Not that much at all. It was like $15. Literally just for that portion of meat I got literally was only for one person. That was it. Then they had like bison steaks or whatever. That shit was way too expensive, man. Way too expensive. And they give you them little ass thin ass steaks too. You can only imagine if they had like steaks like that, like at an Outback Steakhouse or something like that. Man, they'll be charging you literally an arm and a leg for that shit. It's because they know what they doing. They know what they doing, man. But reading it again, it says, for wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. This place is polluted, man. And like I said, and that's one of the ways that it's being polluted. So like I said, you go to the damn fast food restaurants, you eating the non-lean meats. You eat non-lean meats. You eating all of that fat, and then you eating pork on top of it. And people be wondering why they going to the hospital so much, man, because there's a lot of people that's addicted to these fast food places. There's a lot of people that's addicted to this cheap food, period. I know people now that literally say, I can't afford to eat healthy, so they'll literally buy processed foods and shit all the damn time. And, you know, I be wanting to say something like, actually, you can afford to eat healthy. It's just that people's eating habits is off. But it is what it is, man. But this is what Esau was doing. This is what Esau was doing. Verse 7, it says, therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Now, when you read this scripture, of course, the righteous blood, you know, the spirits that's in the spirit world, you know, they cry to the Most High, you know, for the things that's been done to them, you know, for the blood that's being shed down here to the nation of Israel. Speaking to you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you know, we're complaining continually for what is being done to us. But at the same time, well, you can use this as well and say the souls of the just complain continually. Who are the souls of the just? The Israelites. All right. And we do complain continually. That's written in what? Ezekiel 9:4. We sigh and cry for the abominations that be done thereof. We complain continually, man. We like, man, we want to get up out of here. We ready to be healthy. We ready to live a righteous life, so forth and so on. But we can't do that as long as Esau is in rulership. But the Lord is a man of his word. It says right here, and therefore said the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. So the Most High is going to make moves. He's making moves right now. But we already know in the future, the Most High is going to make a major move, and this place is going to go down, man. It's going to go down. So let's get one last scripture and then close it out. We're going to get Psalms chapter 37. And we're going to go to verse 7. It says, rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil, for evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. So there it is. All we got to do is just wait patiently for the Lord, man. We got to wait patiently for the Lord, and he's going to knock out the wicked. All right. He's going to knock Esau out of his power seat. He's not going to have these wicked devices to come to pass anymore. All right. He's not going to prosper off of our failures. He's not going to prosper off of our health. Jake just pretty much is being weak down here, man. He's not going to allow that to happen any much longer, man. All right. That's why it says, for evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. And Lord willing, that's going to be us. If we're part of the elect, we're going to inherit the earth, be part of the first fruits of the kingdom. And then when Yahushua returns, he's going to bring back righteousness upon the earth. We ain't not going to experience this no more, man. We're going to eat lean meats. We're going to eat the correct meats. All right. We're going to follow the dietary law, and we're going to be healthy. We're going to be good, man. All right. We're going to, learn all about the dietary law, man, because there's a lot of, meats and everything that we don't even know about, fruits, vegetables that Esau hasn't shown us or given us, because the only thing that we can get is what we can get at these damn grocery stores. That's it. But Lord willing, in the future, we're going to get all of that back. We're going to get this whole earth back, man, the whole earth. But all we got to do is just wait patiently upon the Lord, man. When the Lord returns, He's gonna make things right. But yeah, I just wanted to bring this out real quick because hey, like she said at the end of the video, she was like, for anybody that don't eat pork, share this video. Hey, so that's what we doing. You know, so when you go to the grocery store, you know, look out for it. And hopefully it doesn't have it. You know, hopefully what you really wanted doesn't have that ingredient in it. And that way you can move forward and enjoy your food a little bit. You know, but like I said, the only thing that we can do is just do things to our best abilities, man. Because, you know, as far as our minds are concerned, man, we just think that Esau just put that shit in everything, man. Whether he telling us or not. All right. Because like she said, she was like, man, they talking about that could have came from a plant or it came from pork. You already know Esau ain't putting using plants, man. Esau don't want to actually take care of you. He want to destroy you. So you already know he putting pork and all that shit. But yeah, you know, just do what you can, man. Try your best. Pray over your food. And Lord willing, we get up out of here soon, man. So I hope this is edifying. So with that, I'm going to say, call Halayim Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of the great millstones I learned this truth from. Honors to the elders and brothers out there pushing this word through the four corners of the earth within truth and sincerity. And shalom to the aquas that's listening and learning. And Yahweh Ratazah, I'll be back with another lesson. Keep pushing, Yasharala. Keep pushing. We almost out of here. Shalom.